Right. On again. Can't hear the cars. Don't know why. What is this game? Someone give us a shout and see if I'm broadcasting again. I should be broadcasting. Hopefully you can hear my voice. Hopefully you can hear the cars, but I can't. So if you've only got my voice to listen to for this race, my God help you. And I'm so sorry. I'll try and keep it as entertaining as possible in a light, fluffy voice, so it's not as brisk. Not brisk, that's the wrong word, isn't it? It's not as brutal as the North, but we're in a race, and let's get on with it, because there's cars absolutely flying about all over the shop. The safety cars came back in. Leo took the lead. He went past Marty. Let's get up to the top and have a little look inside what he can see. He's obviously got away, but Marty's dropped back a little bit, and that is not what we expected, but Leo with one hell of a start after the safety car. Liam Cross in third, with Lars in just behind, and then there's a little break to KXI, who is over 2 seconds behind. Is he going to be able to keep his spot with Stagen in behind? Maybe he can. Real DC with the start up 3 positions that he will definitely take. He is just sitting behind Steban. Is he going to make a chance, an effort to go past him? He is using his ERS, but I think everyone else is to stay in that train. He is going to be followed by Fury. He's a little bit further back. It looks like Coupe de Rouy is Coupe de Rouy, CPI de Rouy is being overtook by Claire PR on the inside. Is he going to be able to make it stick? These two are having a great little battle alongside each other, going towards Vale. He's going to be able to take the corner. De Rouy goes really deep, but he just basically cuts Claire PR off, and no thanks, you will not be going past there. As the fastest lap of the race, Nighthawk was a DNF. Nighthawk has just not had a good time, has he? In this, I was going to say weekend, not really race weekend. I don't know, what would you call it? Is it? Yeah, let's call it that. So, this evening. But Marty keeps his second position while Leo has one hell of a start. Have they got different tyres? Hang on, let's have a look. No. So well done even more, I suppose, for Leo ZRN, who takes the lead in the race and gets himself a 1 second lead on Marty. But there is a big difference between race pace and qualifying pace, and sometimes that can be a big factor. I can't see him being so different. So I imagine I'm certainly going to be putting Leo under pressure in time. But we're seeing DC, all of them staying on track, cleverly as well. Oh, let's have a look. Driver Stadium. Are we on? Are we on again? Did it say this time that I was even online? Can people even see it? We've already had a report by Nighthawk saying that he got into a bit of bother with one of the other cars on the track, and that is why he's not racing anymore. So that was why he was a DNF. So that's unfortunate, very unfortunate. We can see further down the Clopier and De Rouy still having their little battle on track. I'm on board with Lars. That seems to be just over half a second between all of the front 4, really. Marty setting the fastest lap for the Aston Martin with a 1:31.8. There is a drop, and Ridley C has got himself into bother going around Vale, and see so many cars go past him after a great start, leaping 3 positions up from P9, was it? Somewhere like that. And that is so bad to see. DC, that is so unfortunate. He's got the ability to get himself back up, and it is early in the race. There's a yellow flag. Is that his yellow flag? Is there something else happened as well? It looks like it's a light blue car. Is that Knowlesy getting into bother? No, it isn't. It's the other one. Let's jump up the track a bit. Who is that? That is Farrell. Did he get in a bit of bother there? I think he did. But Captain Nick's got on the inside of him, which suggests maybe. But he's certainly back up to speed, and he's still keeping his P10. There is Claire. He was fighting up with De Rouy before, but now he's in front of Col Paradox. Those mediums obviously showing that they are starting to take effect and bed in. We're 7 laps in, so everyone will be thinking, well, why wouldn't they be bedded in by then? Well, because half of it, 3/4 of it, 80% of it maybe, has been safety car and yellow flags. 3-second time penalty for multiple ones for Knowlesy. He's pushing a little bit too hard to get that as well. It's early in the race to be getting some time stretching, corner stretching, or line stretching his lines. Call it what you will. Nonsense is what I would call it. Leo still manages to keep a second in front. They're going to have the DRS. Is it this lap or next lap? I can't hear a thing again. There's no sound in the background. So frustrating. Let me just do something. Yay! He's done it. I don't know if that's come through on stream where you couldn't hear the cars before and now you can, but that's how I can hear it in my my headphones. So I've now got the cars back, so I'm buzzing. I feel like I've done something good. Top three is starting to pull away a little bit. KXI drops to 5 seconds behind the front three, so it does show that these three, Liam Cross, Leo, ZRN and Marty, have really been really strong so far, haven't they? And you can see the gap there as they're going into towards Maggots and Beckett's. This is such a quick corner, but in the early stages of the race, when you're trying to get these hards into the optimal zone, you can go deep on that corner very, very, very quickly because you stay in 7th and you try and get back on the gas as fast as you can. If that's a second too early, you're in bother. If you brake, well, I don't brake, but if you leave and let off a second too late, it's very, very hard to turn in. Setup dependent, of course, but we're on board with KXI, who is slipping even further behind. Is there anything else going on? Claire PR is he on a worldie? Oh, he's on mediums, but he just seems to be climbing back up the board. Let's have a little look, take off the tyres a little bit. 5 seconds for Little One, 3 seconds for Knowlesy. Unfortunate for them, Knowlesy's had 2 stops, Nellu's had 3, so he's been in all sorts of bother. 9 laps in, 3 stops on a 26 lap race. Wowza, he needs those tyres to be getting looked after a lot now. Stream is good, sound is back, thanks Toph, thank God for that. Position changes, let's have a little look. Lars, his 12 spots back. Unfortunate for Lars, he was so fast in qualifying as well, he was always up there. Strauss is not where you'd expect him to see, or Nellu, so there is some bother. Captain Nick looks like he's in bother because he has his span and he's all over the racing line, but that doesn't matter for the cars going and ghosting through him and absolutely pinging through him. There's a little fight in between Rui and little Juan. No, it isn't, it's called Paradox. And was there a contact there between called Paradox? There maybe was. Both have managed to keep it through Luffield, and that is the main thing. All cars are still going. It doesn't look like anyone got any damage. There's no bother on the car behind, or is that the left? Is that the wing? Is that the end plate gone on the McLaren? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. So we're all good. We are all good. Where are the fights going on? Let's have a little jump up. Liam Cross finds himself still half a second. Leo manages to pull that little bit extra, creeping just a 10th per lap, really. He's done over the last couple of laps from 1-2 to 1-3, so he's moving pretty well. Marty obviously desperate to try and get inside that DRS zone so he can open up and tuck himself in behind. Cross obviously having a little look. KXI drifts that slight bit further back, but obviously let's not discount his performance. He's going solidly at the moment, and he's got himself nearly 2 seconds ahead of Steban. Could Hard Runner go long to soft after that safety car? I reckon that's a decent shout. There's no reason why they couldn't go and get, I don't know how many can you get out of the softs realistically in this tier, probably a lot higher than what I could. DC gets into bother with a 3 second time penalty, but I reckon what, 8 laps, you lose quite a bit of time around here, don't you? It's a decent length of a lap. Is it 8 that you get out of the softs? I'm not sure, but you know, you'll easily get 18 out of the hards at this point, though. I think that's pretty much nailed on. But it's whether or not pitting earlier, you know, getting on the mediums, getting them up to heat, and you know, staying that out till the end is a better shout. Is going to be quite interesting to see. Let's have a look at the tyres. Has anyone changed yet? Why can't I see that? I'm not looking at the right thing, that's why. Tyres. I'll go on Farrell because he's got a good line of Steban just in front of him. Yeah, no one's... well, I won't even know if they change. Oh yeah, I would. It would say how many laps they've done. And that is the real DC getting in bother again. He hasn't spun again, has he? No, but he gets taken right in front of Maggots and Beckett's by 2, so he must have ran into a bit of bother. Oh no! Oh dear, he gets it on stream, and Hobbsy gets into any amount of bother, and real DC's tucked in right behind him. He can do absolutely nothing but just watch him cruise nice and slowly into him. Hopefully none of them have picked up damage, but DC's not having the race. DC's not having a good time today, and that's sorry to see, mate. But there's time left. You're only halfway through. There are points to get, of course. The points are going right down to P15, and he obviously does get into a bit of bother with his condition of his car because he's jumped in the pits. Ah, man. Oh, look at DC. So at the top, nearly 2 seconds for Leo ahead of Marty. First stint on the hards. Effort, by the way, Leo. Spot on. Race pace up to the mark. Gets himself 2 seconds ahead. Alpha Tauri at the front. Keep it steady. Come on up, Alpha Tauri. But he's doing class so far. Cross gets Marty in his sights. He's inside the DRS now. He's going to get an opportunity along the hanger straight at the end of the Chapel turn. So it's Maggots, Beckett, Chapel and Hanger, yeah, for the straight. Turn sort of, oh God, 9, 10, 11 and 12, is it? Or 12, don't care. He's got it open. Is he going to get it? Probably not. Probably not, because as we know, the DRS is pretty poor on this game, and you don't really get a great deal of launch unless you're right behind him and you've got a load of slipstream. Really, it's not going to work. It's very, very difficult, and sometimes it means you have to launch into it as well, which is not ideal. But do you think there was a little bit of respect there from the Red Bulls? It looked like Starburn let 4-star through there to me. He is on the... oh, don't clip him on the back, though. He's just pushed his own teammate a little bit beyond where he would have wanted to be, but they're on different tyre strategies, so of course 4-star might be... I don't think he'd have been losing the mediums just yet, but Stepan, his ability to brake might have just been that extra tiny little bit of a car's length behind. Cross Liam in 6 seconds. I'm trying to have a little look down further afield to see where the battles are going on, and there isn't any. The battles are all in the individual driver's hands. It's not all the cars on track, although Knowlesy looks like he could be in the middle of a bit of a sandwich there, front and back. But yeah, at the moment it's in the driver's hands. Who can manage the tyres the best? Who can get the strategy right? Who can make the right decisions? It looks like there's not going to be any rain to contend with in this race. It's going to be a medium hard or a medium a medium hard or a hard medium. My headset just came out, but I saw KXI drop a little bit of places there, so he's obviously had a problem going through Luffield. There's someone in the pits there that looks like a McLaren. It can't be called Paradox, so it's Hobbsy. Yeah, it is. It says pit next to his name. And he has stuck some hards on, so he's going to probably see it out now. 13 laps, 14 laps until the end. Call Paradox, Derui just in front, Little One just in front, KXI just in front. And then there's a little bit of a break to Clerpiar up the road. Marty, half a second back now on Leo. Are the tyres starting to wear on Leo? Is the setups the difference between the two at the moment? Are we going to see Marty start to get a bit of time? He's got another 10th in the direction, so maybe not. Cole Paradox manages to close the door on the Little One. Sorry, Derui. To not let him past, because it won't take much of a gap for the Williams drivers to come through. Alpine just following him through there as well with Knowlesy. Some good racing, a bit of a testament to Tier 2. Well done. All of us pretty solid, you know. People have been getting into some bother, but hasn't always been their fault, as well as DC can tell you. He stuck the mediums on DC, so maybe he's going for a 2-stop from here, or if he thinks that... Oh no, sorry. That's stupid. The mediums will easily go at the end. Obviously we're halfway through the race now, so you just can't go medium, so I don't think he started on mediums, did he? And if that's the case, he'll be alright. Otherwise he will have to pit again if he's gone medium. Liam Cross takes his mediums to 12 laps. You would think that he's going to be the first to pit of the top 5 runners at the moment. 4-star and Clerpiar also. Are they all going to come in at the same time? How many laps do they think they're going to get out of the optimal mediums? The hards might still feel brilliant, but are you going to be costing yourself time if you go more than half the race with the mediums into our... Let's see how many laps they're going to go in. But I imagine there'll be a few pit stops coming up in the next few, but... You know, while you got the DRS and you've got, you're inside the DRS range, sometimes it's silly to come in the pit if you've got someone in front of you, because you're obviously going to lose a bit of time that you could have had. Leo at the front of the field puts a fastest lap in, though, and gets 4/10 back on Marty in that last lap, from 1.5 to 1.9. Liam Cross has dropped back a little bit now. He's now got past a second, having been inside Marty's DRS range. That's unfortunate for him. 4-star travelling well behind his teammate Stuyvesant. It looked like the two Red Bulls, if they play it right, could probably pull each other through this race. If they were clever and used the ARS to their advantage, they could probably pull each other along here and there. They're on different strategies. Obviously, we did see Lars get into a bit of bother there. I think he got a time penalty, and as he's in the pit, I would think it's probably speeding at the pit lane. If he's got one, or cut the corner on the way in, maybe. We shall see. 4-star is behind his teammate Stabman. We're still on board with him at the moment. No one has really thought about coming in the pits. Lars has. He's just coming out now. Obviously, with a little bit to find on the rest of the field at the moment, though. Leo sets the pace, gets himself back over 2 seconds of Marty. So as we thought the tyre was starting to degrade, Marty looked like he was starting to pull him in, and he's pushed himself back out since saying that about 8 tenths. So great effort by Marty. By Leo. He really is having one hell of a race so far. Indian Jesus in the chat. Come on, Mercedes. Marty in the Aston Martin. Liam Cross in the Mercedes. I don't think that's going to be happening with the acceleration input at the bottom of the screen that you've just seen and heard. Sometimes it doesn't follow it exactly. Whoa, what's going down here? KXI is in the pits. Nolsey, Duroy again just tucked in front of each other. KXI has also been in the pits. No, I've just said he went in the pits. Captain Nix has also just followed him in the pits. They are both going to be coming in to put the hards on, I imagine. So KXI just about pulling back out. Leo is going around his 14th lap on the hards now. He's going to be obviously staying out on track as long as possible to just get max. You know, he wants those mediums as fresh as possible, and when he's getting this time ahead, I'd stay out. Just stay out until that time starts to go down, and then chuck yourself in and get yourself fresh. Well, he might get some softs on, and they call earlier on. Was it Topher or Hugo? One of the two said about that. And would it be a hard soft? Would we be able to get a hard soft strategy, a long short strategy? And it's looking like there might be a few considering it. 24 laps on hards is the best strategy confirmed. So yeah, they're going to be hard soft. Unless any of them pitted early in the race. I've lost that, to be honest, but Leo's put himself in the pits. If someone pitted really early and put themselves on hards, maybe they will try and take it all the way to the end. It'd be interesting to see the strategies come the end of the race. Leo is sticking some mediums on with 10 laps to go. Liam Cross, 4-star, takes his place, but he is also needing to pit after 14 laps on the mediums, but puts himself into P3. Esteban in behind his teammate into P4. Clerpiard also on 14 laps of mediums. He's only less than half a second behind Esteban, so he's going to be keeping a close eye. That is the other Aston Martin, so the pair of them are having some day at the moment. They want to be careful that they don't double dip in the pits, but I think there's enough of a gap for them not to do that. Obviously, there's a big gap to 4-star, actually, yeah, so they definitely won't. Shouldn't. The little one, that's if they're coming together. The little one in P6, but he has got a penalty. He's got a penalty, actually. When did he get that? He's got a 3-second penalty, so that'll probably be for corner cutting. The little one's in a bit of bother with 8 seconds. Nolsey as well with 6. Speed in the pit lane with Lars at the bottom, and then a real DC obviously cutting corners. Well, not obviously, but the fact that he's had a bit of a stinker on a couple of parts of the track. Not his own doing, let's add. Was it obviously that got in a bit of bother in front of him and he just ploughed it in the back of him? There's nothing he could have been doing about it, but it is what it is. Now, race leader comes in on lap 16. Is he putting his mediums on till the end? Maybe so. Maybe some of them just don't feel quite as fast now on these worn tyres. Let's get the penalties off. We don't need to see that. 4-star, 10 spots up from P13. Clerpiard, 12 spots up from wherever that was. And Roy making a bit of a passer as well. We like to stick on the tyres, don't we? Because I think that's probably the most important stat. Fastest lap by Leo ZRN. Currently, position changes on the track. Is there any bother anywhere? Everyone's solid down there. At least no one's got into too much bother over the last few laps. Stops, position change. Tyre, there we go. So Esteban comes in the pits. So the cars left ahead. The true race leader, shall we say, is probably it's Leo and Marty. But Cross Liam, what can he do with these mediums? Can he get him all the way up to a soft run? And if so, can he squeeze them a little bit tighter? But obviously it's quite a long pit stop at Silverstone. Purple Scepter 1 though for Leo, as to be expected on the fresh tyres, and also with the Thank you. Great comms tonight on my own. Yeah, cheers, mate. It's tough job doing the comms on your Todd, to be fair. I've been, especially when I've been second to Indigo. Indigo has been doing the league comms, basically, and doing the streams. So when you're the second in charge, you're looking at what the other things are going on around the track. And sometimes I'm having to look at that and then forget that actually that's what you're seeing. So I want to be on board with some battles on track, and we want to see more battles on track. And Deroy is behind Little One. He's thinking about it. Is he going to go in the pits? No, he isn't going to go in the pits. It sort of looked like he did him that way. Maybe it was to have a little bit of mind trickery. 4-star has stayed out, but Liam Cross has come in, and he is going to be putting the softs on for the last 8 laps of the race. The Little One has stayed out, and he's on the softs as well. Deroy has stayed out, and he's on the long short strategy as well, I imagine, because they're both on their hards. So they'll be coming in any minute, surely, if they're going to follow suit. Little One, probably a good shout if he did, but he's gone round again. Leone, less than 2 seconds now behind Deroy, who is going to be coming back in. So Leo will probably firm his position at the front of the track once the 4-star Little One and Deroy all come in to do their pit stops, unless of course any of them had a really early pit and they can go at the end. I don't know whether they did it or not. Let's have a quick look at the pit stops rather than just yeah, I mean, yeah, they've pit. Deroy's not pit, but the front two have. So yeah, there's no reason why a Little One can't try and see it out for another 8 laps. It'd be 26 laps, which we've said in the chat now has got the optimal distance for the distance of the tyre that you can take, while still having some speed on it before the die off. So that'll be a very interesting strat. Is he going to try and go the distance? Great effort that, by the way. If he does after having to pit so early on, still got ERS in tow, and he isn't having a little look at the Little One. Is he going to get close enough? Definitely not before Stowe, but he's tucked himself in there a little bit and sits only a couple of tenths behind the Little One. Are they going to be coming in the pits this time? No. So, oh, there's contact. He broke late and he's tapped him twice, and that is big bother for the Little One. Is now having to spin the car around. That is obviously going to be with the stewards at some point, as we see 4-star, the other, well, the previous race leader, come into the pits. But yeah, I think that's going to go to the stewards without a shadow of a doubt. The Little One having to get in a little bother there, try and get back up to speed. But that is tragic for him, unfortunate for him. He did get into a bit of bother there. And there is Matty stepping past Deroy, as he's probably going to come. No, I keep saying he's going to come in the pits, but you might not. Matty has assumed the position in 2 and still just shy of 2 seconds. He's absolutely flying, by the way. Look at the time he's getting on Leo there. That was just dropping like a stone, by the way. That went from 2 seconds to 1.5. So I wonder if Leo made a bit of a mistake there. But they've both got the fresh tyres, and they're quite comfy, see them through at the end now on medium. So they're happy days. They'll just fly off. Deroy staying out. Is he going to be going the long strat on those hards? That will be an epic adventure for him. But I would imagine the Little One might also. He's only a lap down. Liam Cross did come on those softs, so you would think that he'll get his pace on them as long as he utilises the softs well. He's got every chance in the world to catch in and even put himself on the podium with 7 laps still to go. So keep an eye on Cross. Watch this space. Strauss in behind him, his teammate, on 18 laps of hards. Farrell is on 3 laps of medium and finds himself back into P7. He had a bit of bother earlier on. Stuyban was in 7th before. Pitt dropped back up 8th. Now everybody's got theirs done. Little One does come in and decides that those hards are not going to be able to see him till the end, but he can put a fresh pair of kicks on the old motor now and go out in softs to finish the race off. And he'll have a hell of a lot of pace. He'll probably even be thinking of fastest lap. A few of the cars will be thinking of fastest lap. Let's have a little look at a pit stop. Oh, was that it? Done, dusted, boxed off. Purple as well, did it say? So well done him for getting his timing right on the pit entrance. For those who were questioning what that means, it's basically that you're now after time when you turn the car into the pit. And whoa, there is bother on track for Stuyban. We've just seen him lose the back of the car. Was that polite? Is he just letting 4-star through? It looked like a hell of a wide turn to just be letting him through. I suppose, yeah, he's on softs. He's on fresh softs. Maybe he was letting him through. But I think he could have tucked himself in a little bit more than that, to be honest. But KXI is still a second behind, so he's not inside DRS. Club PR right up him now. Who's that? That's the Ferrari. Yeah, that's the Ferrari. So he's having a little look at KXI on the fresh softs. You would have thought he's got a little bit more pace. He might be able to gamble a little bit more around here. Cops. Yeah, loads of traction. Loads of downforce. Obviously went for that type of setup. That said, actually, he's on soft, so he's going to look like that compared to the last few laps. And he doesn't actually look like he's going to be close enough to get that done before Stowe. So, unfortunate for Clerpier, he is following KXI, who's clearly lending a little bit. Oh, he had DRS. They had DRS, of course they did. KXI had DRS, so that's why he wasn't catching. My apologies. I'm not concentrating, but Leo... Oh, wow. Leo's got an 8-second gap on Marty. Something happened, by the way. Going to be on the sidelines because of Wi-Fi problems. Jacob. If it's not Wi-Fi, it's the game glitching. It's killing everyone. Come on, man. Clerpier, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Unlucky for him. 4-star. Oh, hang on. Farrell looks like he's got himself in a bother, and he's just seen several cars go past him. Clerk, KXI, Stuyban, all doing it. Has he just come out of the pits? No, he didn't just come out of the pits. So maybe he got in a little bit of bother pushing too hard. Unlucky for him. He was in 7 or 6 maybe before. Yes, the heat is getting to everyone. It's an absolute nightmare. I'm sat with the fan on now, but I've had to put it over the other side of the room so it doesn't come flying through the mic. I don't know if you can hear it, by the way. If you can hear it through the mic, I'm sorry about that. But it's just far too hot not to be. Big F, Jacob. Yeah, unlucky for you. Wi-Fi is a killer. Lars passing his teammate. Nelu passing his teammate. I think Lars might have just let him through because he's got 2 laps of fresh softs. That would be a fair comment, especially because he is... he's got a penalty as well, so it makes sense. Let your teammate through. He's got a few laps to go, see if he can get himself in the top 10. And now we're up to Liam Cross. He sits P3. He gets himself a podium spot if he manages this till the end, because there is 12 seconds between him and 4-star behind. So the top 3 really know that they're staying on the podium at this point. Marty doesn't want to be getting any more penalties, but if that's the case, he still gets 3rd spot. And what a great effort he's done so far. Shout to Leo as well, dear me. These two were really, really close. Marty was nothing shy of sensational in qualifying, and anything short of a podium in the race would have been an abomination. So hopefully he'll see it out. Obviously he's not going to have as much pace as Liam behind just yet, because I think Liam's got the more optimal tyre. Marty coming into pit a lap ahead and thought that mediums would have been the best shout at the time. We'll see. We'll probably only see last lap or maybe the last couple to see whether or not actually that gap does change, because they're so solid. And oh no, that's not going to be a safety car, is it? There's a DNF for the little one. He's got himself in a bother. Where it is, I'm not entirely sure. Epic battle for P5. Go on, Clerpier. Up the Astons. Up the Astons. There we go. And jump on board for him. Topher, you can have a little watch of him. So go on, Clerpier indeed. Aston Martin only half a second behind Clerpier. Clerpier only 3/10 behind Stuyban. KXI. It was half a tenth. Is he going to do it? Oh, it's a brave move to go and stick your car there, to be fair. But he's certainly going to have more grip at the moment on the fresher tyres and the softs on Stuyban ahead of him. Can he take P5 Clerpier? You would imagine it's just a done and dusted thing now, but both of them open up ERS. DRS is so poor that you have to get back in the slipstream. There's plenty of protection. Is he going to be able to hold that inside line? He certainly goes and keeps the pace around it. He's trying to do the undercut. Don't make any contact, Claire, when you're doing so close. Thando Entantiso, how can I join this league? Yes, you can, boy. Clerpier, no! Clerpier's gone. Clerpier has gone. After Vela is a contact with Stuyban, going for 5th position, and he had his airtime, and look what happened to him. Oh no, Clerpier devastated, because he was absolutely flying on the softs. Jacob, if you're watching, I've seen a comment in the chat now of someone wanting to join the league, and the answer is absolutely yes. No, from Topher. No, yes, you can join the league. No, Clerpier has took a dive back down the field. Can he get points now, Clerpier? That is devastating for him. He didn't deserve that. But that is unfortunately how mean the game can be. Liam on those softs, I thought that he was going to close the gap to Marty, but actually from a 1.5 second deficit, he's now nearly 4 seconds behind. So are those softs starting to die off? Is eight laps good enough to get your speed or maintain the race pace with the softs? Liam might just find out. 4-star might just find out, but thankfully they've got a bit of a cushion behind the cars behind them. Let's have a look at the penalties. Only 3 seconds for Marty, and he's now got that 3 seconds on Liam, so he can affirm his position in P2 at the end of the race. Nolsey with a 3-second time penalty. Unfortunately, that is to make him for 9. Easily done round here, to be fair. Even on turn 1. If you can get turn 1 wrong 3 laps in a row, and there's your 3-second time penalty, and you know... It's such a long race, but we're on 24 or 26. What a race this has been. Nelu, 4 stops. Love it. Still in the race, not bothered, fighting for his position on track, and that is what you want to see. Stuyban has just dropped down. He has just got into bother going into stall. Devastated. These have been doing so well at getting into bother right towards the end. Is Clerpiard going to have a good look at him now? He is, you know. Is he going to have a go at him? There's a little bit of a gap elsewhere, so we'll get back on board and we'll give Clerpiard another chance. We sort of absolutely killed him last time we were on board with him, so I don't want to do it. But is he going to have a little launch into it? He's certainly going to be able to brake faster, and he does brake faster in the softs. Although they're going to be dying off soon. This is such a slippy corner. Don't get on too quick. He stayed right down in second, so he wouldn't have got too much pace. But it was respect by both drivers. Whoa, a little bit of a wobble, but Stuyban manages to get himself in front of him. This is great by these two, by the way. Spot on. Love this. Claire goes back down the inside, stays tight to the curb. Is he going to be able to stay in touch? Whoa, there's contact on the inside. This is the transition between what has the better grip now between the softs and the mediums. When the softs have gone 6 laps and the mediums 7, there is a transition phase between the softs all of a sudden becoming a slower tyre. He has gone off track, and that is Stuyban. Oh, he has got a penalty, which means that is now balancing up Clerpiard. There was very nearly contact going into Maggots and Beckett's. Dear Lord, don't mess up, lads. Now, come on. Get to the end. This is what it takes in Tier 2. You need points every race, and the top 15 will get points, but he wants a top 10 finish, and Clerpiard goes to push by again. Is there going to be any bother between these two? What a race these have been having. Class. Love it on board with these two. A little bit of a wobble with the Alpine in behind them, but what a class finishing few laps behind them. Do I stay on board? Oh, Stuyban has gone deep into the corner and nearly completely lost it, and he's dropped a position. He's going to be fighting with Knowlesy behind, and what a launch he had. What has gone on there? Stuyban's got an absolute ridiculous amount of grip after he made a bit of an error going into it, and he's got the car in front going into Abbey, and these two, oh please just finish the lap, finish the race. I am going to jump ahead and go on board with Leo. He's the race leader and deserves his airtime as well. He is 6 seconds ahead in front of the rest of the pack, and he is absolutely flying, by the way. He has done so well all race. He's pretty much led from the off. Marty, it looked like he couldn't be defeated today, and Leo was having none of it in the AlphaTauri, which I love. You can qualify, you know, a second ahead of half the pack. Not having it. He has gone and done wonders, and he's still got a bit to do with a lap still to go, but 6 seconds ahead. Superb. Marty in second, 8 laps on the. He's got 1 lap fresher tyres, but that ain't going to make a difference for 6 seconds. Cross 9 seconds behind. Falstar 7 seconds behind. I'm going to have to jump on board of these again because there's still absolutely nothing between them. Clerpiard and Nelu and Knowlesy all having a right little battle on the middle of the track there. What a joy to watch. We'll get behind him. We'll have a little look on board with Knowlesy, see if he can get a decent launch and see these following around. Oh, we can't. Yeah, we can. Oh, sorry, it's the last lap. I felt a bit bad there. I thought we were not going to see the race leader pass the line, but he has just started the last lap. The last lap is on board for the AlphaTauri of Leon. Back here with Strauss. Who else is it? Knowlesy's still having that fight. Look at all these battling head. Wowzer, don't spin now. But it looks like Nelu has managed to keep the place against Clerpiard. Is it going to matter towards the end? Because Nelu has not got a penalty, so it doesn't matter. But please do not get a bang, because you've got a chance at catching Stuyban again. Stuyban got into so much bother and cost him before. He's got himself back into 10th, but heartbreak for him that he found himself in. Was it 5th at the time when he spun? I'm not too sure. Or 7th? Was it 7th? But he was doing all right. He's even lost a little back end there. So Nelu's got all the chance in the world because he's just about to hit the DRS going faster. Both of them will be opening the ERS, but it's bled to death, and barely anyone's got any ERS left. If you look at the bottom of your screen, the yellow bar with the lightning bolt across it, everybody's bleeding it all out. We're going to jump on board with our race leader, and he comes up towards Vale. This is turns 13 and no, it isn't. It's like 16, 17. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's Vale, and then it's Club for the last right-hander of the race. He won't even be putting his foot down here so he doesn't turn. Woo! I thought he was going to put it in the wall there, just messing about, but he doesn't. He wins the race. Leo comes across P1. Marty finds himself in P2 with Liam coming around the final few corners. He is going to affirm his position on P3. Marty got the fastest lap of the race, by the way, on his final lap, and that gets him an extra point. Stuyban, no, not on the last lap. He's spun, so's Nelu. What are they all up to here? you can see that the softs are completely dropping off as 4-star passes the line to get himself P4. Farrell Fury, by the way, has done very well to get himself back up. He must have had a really solid race because he got into a bit of bottle early doors and he's going back in 5th. So great drive by Farrell, great dive by Cole Paradox. He gets himself a P6. KXI has shown pace right throughout the night and he gets a P7. Captain Nick, I think he lost a few spaces towards the end, but I don't think he'd be too disappointed. Oh no, he didn't actually. He went up from P9. So yeah, well done, Captain Nick. Great shout. You can see a little bit of an adjustment there as well of the race finishes. Basically that's because of penalties in the race, and that's it. We had too much to do, too much to say, and really hard to keep up with what was going on track at all times. But if you're still with us at this point, that was Tier 2's first race of the season around Silverstone, and what an absolute bouncer of a race. I might even ask if I can continue with the comms in this tier and get rid of them. Get rid of your usuals. If they can't come to race 1, come on. We need some committed comms. But this is class. What a tier. What a tier. You've got some excellent races ahead for these. Without a shadow of a doubt, there's some great races ahead for these, seeing that. I'm on my own, so I'm not going to do interviews today, but we'll catch up with them next week. Bear with us because there's just a bit too much to do and say at the same time. And I can barely breathe. I forgot to get a drink before the race on the hottest day of the year, or one of them. But Leo wins it. Fastest lap for Marty in P2 with the Aston Martin. AlphaTauri wins. Good up the AlphaTauri. Cross Liam in 3rd. Hedge is normal comms. Oh, look forward to seeing Hedge then. I don't mind Hedge, good lad. So 4-star in for the Red Bull comes up from P13. 4-star can have my driver of the day because he has come all the way from P3 to P4 and didn't get himself on the... he's in Turkey. That's no excuse. Do it from Turkey. Take your PS. Lobby Wi-Fi at the hotel. Sorted. There'd been a hell of a lot of glitches there, wouldn't there? But yeah, the best, fastest laps as well occupied by the top 4 drivers. 4-star, Farrell Fury, Cole Paradox, KXI in the Ferrari, Captain Nick in 8th, De Roy, followed by Clerpiar, Strauss, Laz, Nelu and Nolsey would have finished off the last of our races that are going to get points today, which are the top 15. DC did not have the race that he would have wanted, but still did well. Where can I... kind info on your league to join? Oh, is someone not answered Thando? There's someone in the league at the moment or in the chat that keeps mentioning how can they join. Keep watching the stream. Hopefully someone puts it on in a second, but it's Cone Racing League or at CRL. You want to be looking for Cone Racing League. Have a look on YouTube, have a look on Twitter, put Cone Racing League in and you will find us. CRL on the logo. Like, subscribe, buy a t-shirt, join the fan club, send it on a helicopter, banners across a plane, whatever. Get involved. You can see that it's absolutely class. The tier's class. So I'm really looking forward to Tier 2 and their opportunities for racing this season. It never lets you leave, does it? I always notice it never lets you leave. I want to leave, but it doesn't let you. But to Cone Racing League, thanks Topher. He has forwarded that. See what I did there? Leo wins it. Marty 2nd, Cross 3rd. The rest of them are leaving the session now. That was Silverstone. What a race. We've got Spain next week. If you are tuning in next week again, come and watch Silverstone. Come and watch Silverstone. You won't be watching Silverstone, you just have. But you'll be watching Spain. Yeah, I can't wait. I don't mind Spain now, actually, as well. So now that they've changed one of the corners on the game and we've got a bit more of a looped left-hander rather than that massive, massive heavy braking and slippy as hell on the exit. So I actually think they've improved it with that. So that was it, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry about the early problems that we had in the stream. We got dropped out. The connection went twice. We had a restart of the session because of people on track losing connection. We had to get a lobby restart. It was, Wi-Fi's gone down for 1-2 drives tonight. It's just part game, part Wi-Fi, and unfortunately these things happen. So it is what it is. Get yourselves back for ourselves next week then in Tier 2. Well done to the drivers tonight. Great display, and well done again to Leo, who's took it in the AlphaTauri, and the podium sitters of Martin Cross Liam. Well done to my driver of the day, 4-star, with a great effort from P13 with 2 stops to get himself up to P4 is a great effort. Thank you all for watching, and we will look forward to seeing you next time.